Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Carol Mburugu. I'm from Kenya, and my topic today is unlocking creativity and innovation in Kenya. You must forgive me because I'm a bit nervous, but so when I got into this program, when I got the selection to this program, I had mixed feelings because I was very worried that I was wondering who will stay with my 3-year-old son, that is Raphael, he's 3 years old. And the reason why I was so concerned is because I'm a single mother and I live with Raphael and his nanny back home in Nairobi. So I was very concerned about his well-being in my absence. But I thank God that my mom has stepped in and shown really an act of selflessness. And so I'm confident that he's fine. So when I got here, I had 2 agendas. The first, I had 2 agendas. The first agenda was to grow this school that you see in the screens. So what this is a school in my home village. This is just actually within my home state, my parents' home state. And the reason behind starting this school was to address a gap that I identified, that single parents have a very difficult time trying to balance between work and home. So we created this school so that the single parents in the village are able to have a safe place to leave their children when they go to fend for them. So that was the idea behind this school. But what we realized is that instead of bringing the children that we were looking towards getting, that is children between 0 to 5 years of age, they would bring about 6 children. They would bring all the children that they have in the household, because finally they have a place where they can be able to actually leave these children. So it ended up now being, we were now actually forced to think about a proper school and a proper curriculum. So we ended up registering this school with the government as actually a primary school. So these are the pictures of some of the children. They're not very clear, but you can be able to see. So my biggest agenda was to try and find partnerships and collaborations here in America to be able to improve the physical amenities of this school and create a child-friendly environment. As you can see, the environment speaks for itself. We would want a better environment for these children. This is their playground. They're going out for break. The second agenda for me when I came for this program was to I felt like there was a big disconnect between the problems in the society and what we were teaching the children. We were teaching the children geography, we were teaching them history, we were teaching them mathematics and English. Yet in the society we had issues such as domestic violence, joblessness, economic disparities. So there was a big gap between what we were teaching and the problems in the society. So those were my 2 main agendas coming here. So about 2 weeks into the program, when we were at the University of Virginia, Professor Anselmo Canfora introduced to us a concept that he calls design thinking. So that introduction of that concept was done at the University of Virginia. But even here in William and Mary, I think Professor James Oslo, I don't remember his second name, Olva, has also somehow reinforced it. And for me, this really was like my aha moment. Because what design thinking is, in its most simplistic terms, is actually a framework that incorporates 4 main ideas: critical thinking, communication, creativity, and collaboration. So the students in design thinking, what they do is that they engage in a project that is a problem facing their own community. So for example, in the community back in the village at home, they would be looking at issues such as joblessness. They would be looking at issues such as gender violence. They would be looking at issues such as economic disparities. And then the students are supposed to use these concepts to come up with a solution, to build a solution to that problem that they see in their own communities. And so what design thinking does is that it results in innovation and it results in obvious solutions. So when I heard about this concept, I really got very interested, and I think that it's going to actually be what I had come here to do. It's actually going to help us back home solve these disparities, particularly in that particular school. So the other thing that design thinking does is that it encourages social activism, meaning that the students then are able to be very engaged in what is happening in their communities. I believe that by introducing the design thinking framework in Mapema Preparatory, that is the school that you've seen, will result in an obvious solutions, as we have already said that. The other thing is about innovation. Everybody tells you, try and be innovative. There are grants all over about being innovative, but nobody tells you how to be innovative. It has always been a very archaic concept for me. And I think the answer is in design thinking. Because this project, what it does, it enables creativity. And I know that innovation comes from the edges and from people you wouldn't normally talk to. We would not normally look to children to solve our societal problems. And yet children have a natural curiosity, children have natural empathy, and children are naturally creative. So who better than to focus on in order to find what we are calling non-obvious solutions other than children? So that is why I'm very passionate about dealing directly with children. And I believe that when these skills of these children are cultivated, they grow to become adults with a mindset of possibilities. I also strongly believe that design thinking will bring meaningful and durable change. And in the words of President Obama, change is not easy, nor is it quick. Yet the only thing that remains is hope. And they say that hope springs eternal. Thank you.